There you go, Roger. You're on.
Good start. I make it just before 7 o'clock, but
Yes, certainly.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this meeting of the Handforth Town Council Planning and Environment Committee. Should the fire alarm go off, it will not be a drill. Please make your way to the fire exit over the far side of the room there, or the door by which you came in, and muster outside. Agenda item 1, to receive apologies for absence.
We've received no apologies for the planning committee.
Thank you. Agenda item 2, to note declarations of interest and requests for dispensation to discuss and vote on a matter in which a member or a co-opted member has a disclosable pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Are any members of the committee wishing to make
None, Chair.
a declaration here? Thank you. Open forum. Agenda item 3. Comment and questions concerning items on this agenda may be put to the council by the public during this period. Matters which in the chair's view require debate and or a discussion will be referred to the next committee council meeting as appropriate. The public forum is restricted to 15 minutes unless the chair allows otherwise. Do any members of the public wish to make a comment? Yeah. Agenda item 4, to approve and sign the minutes of the Planning Committee meeting of the 8th of October 2024. Do any members of the committee have any comments or problems with the draft minutes?
None, Chair.
I have no comments to make on it either. So can somebody suggest approving these minutes? And second, thank you. All in favour of approval? Unanimous. Agenda item 5, which is the only item for discussion tonight by the Planning and Environment Committee, and a slightly unusual one. I don't think I've ever had the experience of looking at a certificate of lawful development. And so I have to confess that I looked it up. What is a lawful development certificate? Well, there are two types of lawful development certificate. A local planning authority can grant a certificate confirming an existing use of land or some operational development or some activity being carried out in breach of a planning condition is lawful for planning purposes under section 191 of the Town and Country Planning Act, or B, a proposed use of buildings or other land or some operations proposed to be carried out in, on, over or under land would be lawful for planning purposes under section 192 of the Town and Country Planning Act. Interesting to note that there's no time constraint on a lawful development certificate. So if one is issued, it lasts forever and a day, or unless something is done in the interim, like carrying out the development. So what we have to look at tonight is an application for a lawful development certificate of the type B, i.e. something which is proposed, not something that's underway or already done. And the property concerned is planning application 24/3668M. Do any members of the committee have comment to pass on this?
Well, I did look at the plans that Ashley so kindly sent round to us all after the issues with the planning portal. I can't see any issues with it. It looks perfectly
Yeah.
fine to me.
You want me the first one to have it denied?
Right.
This is commented.
I can to a degree understand because the actual back of the house, almost like it's visible from one of the main roads. So I can understand how it maybe would be relevant. From just looking into it myself, it looks mostly in character with the area.
That's right.
With the surrounding houses, those extensions are mostly sort of 1980s flat roof dormers, which this wouldn't be in character with. But I don't think it's a significant concern for the time.
Right, thank you. Chris, any?
I couldn't get on.
Oh, right,
Couldn't
okay.
get on it at all.
Well, the property is a link detached property, and the proposal in the application for the certificate is that they create a dormer extension to the rear of the property, that is northward. The property backs onto Station Road. No new windows are proposed for the side elevation, so I don't think there should be any issues with regard to the privacy of homes located behind or to the side of the property. What I have found disappointing with this new planning portal of Cheshire East Council is that there doesn't seem to be a slot for recording comments from neighbours. Unless that's peculiar to this particular application, I couldn't find anything there. But my recommendation is that this council or this committee recommends that they have no objection to this application. Can I have other councillors' views?
I can't comment. Excuse me. I can't comment because I couldn't find it, but I'll go with what you say.
Can I propose then? Councillor Moore, Susan Moore, are you proposing that that's what we do? Can I have a seconder for that, please? Thanks, Luke. So, Pete, do we?
Yeah.
Can we vote then that we have no objection to this property? So that's a unanimous. Sorry, this application. So that's a unanimous recommendation of no objection. Before closing the meeting, I want to refer to the Jones Homes development called the Sanctuary, which is at the lower end of Hall Road. Of course, that's quite a big development carried out by Jones Homes themselves, and it falls into the category of requiring a 10% increase in biodiversity. And Jones Homes, in my view, have gone a long way to actually doing that, because they've set aside a piece of land and put a pond in it. And the new information is that they've installed a biology information notice board next to this pond, so that persons can go in, walk around the pond, and they can read all about reptilian life and other life on this notice board. I also bumped into a Jones Homes worker who had a map in his hands with dots all over it relating to the sanctuary. I asked him what it was, and he said, "This is where we're going to put bird boxes." So in the trees between Hanford Hall and footpath 91, they're going to install several bird boxes there, including a swift box. I said to the guy, well, it's a long time since we've had swifts around here.
Right.
But then I thought, okay, they've built 1, 2, 3, 4 new ponds, which will attract flying insects, and it might be that swifts return to the area. They're also going to install a house sparrow nesting box, which will go in the trees adjacent to Hall Road, between Hall Road and the houses they built nearest the road. So that'll be one of these boxes that looks like a block of bird flats, I guess. So,
apartments.
So there's some Jones Homes are following the letter of the law here. So that's all I have to say at this point. And so at
Chair, can I just ask, are there any further reports about the garden village? Where we up to? What's happening about that?
I think I reported at was it the last meeting or a meeting before, that there was a planning application submitted by, I guess it is Cheshire East Council themselves, to determine the route of access for construction vehicles and a site where construction workers' cabins and equipment were going to be stored. And that's coming in down, what's that road called? Oh gosh, Dairy House Lane. So this construction traffic will come in from Cheadle-Hulme, in fact, not through Hanforth, but in from Cheadle-Hulme, down Dairy House Lane, and the site for the constructors' storage area, cabins and so on, is going to be fairly close to Spath Lane, i.e. the northern edge of the Garden Village site. I think that's all I can say on that matter.
The reason I asked was I was talking to Bill Shenson today, and he told me that Chris had been approached by the council about 6 weeks ago to go and unlock the gates to let them access the property for these cabins. So there must be something rolling on.
There must indeed, yeah. Well, that all fits in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What gates would that?
Because you've got quite a bit of land down there, you see.
Can't think what gates that would be. I mean, the only gates I can think of which might require unlocking would be the gates giving access to the government buildings. Have they been sold off to fisheries? I don't know either.
It was a bit vague about the actual location of the field and which gates they were.
Right.
But he said it was fields that he has, they were going to go through them to the property of the Garden Village.
Right. That's all
Until we see them up there, we won't know, will we?
We won't, no, that's right. But at least they're not coming through Hanforth, they're coming through Cheadle-Hulme. So, any other comments of any kind? No. Then I declare the meeting closed at 7:10.
Okay.
I guess so. Oh,